Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, featuring today an exciting and interesting 1 versus 1 on the fields of Langres. We shall be watching Shootmovecommunicate, fighting for the Wehrmacht, fighting for the 2nd SS Panzer Division, going up against Ipatton, fighting for the Americans, fighting for the 90th Infantry Division. Huzzah! 2 engineers start by the looks of it for this fellow, and a standard start as well from Shootmovecommunicate. Infantry on survey for him. Deutsches Infanterie, die Beste in der Welt. With some less Bestem in Weltinfanterie as the Amerikanern, eventually. Although, of course, I mean, it could be a Jeep start, but we are certainly seeing less and less from those, and just, more get some good old-fashioned boots on the ground, no wheels for us. Rather interestingly, Ipatton seems to be ignoring the left-hand side of the map, at least initially, apparently moving up here to, wire off the stacks of hay, denying them to the Krauts. At the same time, Shootmovecommunicate also wiring off here, sort of cover the flanks towards the strategic point, as again, this is a very vulnerable spot, very harassment heavy. And there we go, rifleman scored out for Ipatton. Of course, see what comes out next for Shootmovecommunicate. Except perhaps some shooting and moving, possibly even some communication. And there we go, setting up some sandbags. Placement-wise, could be a bit better, although of course, it protects in case someone appears from the building. Less so if someone appears from this angle. Again, remember, cover is directional. Which again means, you want to be on the side where the bullets will be hitting, and not on the side where you'll be hit by the bullets. We're going for the fuel munitions right there, heading westwards, finally with engineers, also going for the fuel over there. And we are seeing a bit of catwalking here, so clearly a high level player, and I believe also both are, in fact, somewhere 14, 15, 16. And there we go, strategic point secured, fuel connected, nice capping on that, nice timing. First encounter though, Volkswagen's opening up, they were themselves trying to set up wire, instead they come under fire from M1 Garants and a single M1 carbine. But there we go, Volkswagen is onto field, another squad arriving from the distance. Securing the fuel down there, another rifleman squad out for Ipatton, and he can certainly find his own squad here out in maneuver. Interestingly enough, Shootmovecommunicate is not really doing any of those things at the moment. Taking a slightly more casual approach, wiring off, trying to deny cover to his opponent. Ipatton seems a bit unsure, going for the missions over here. Pioneers waiting in ambush, possibly. And third unit shall be an MG42 for Ipatton, but nothing else seems to be going on. Very passive approach from the Wehrmacht player, not necessarily a good idea. Same though from the American again, you might want to put up some pressure. Maneuver about. And there we go, the MG42 is up, Schwer's MG42. And there we go, third squad rifling up for Ipatton. Wire going up here, rifling immediately coming under fire from the Volksgrenadiers. Bit of wire there was ruined. Damn Yanks. And minor engagement going up here. Pioneers getting charged by engineers. The M3 grease guns opening up. Rifleman following up now. With engineers securing the way, apparently. Finishing off the wire here. Another rifleman squad approaches up there. MG42 up here to secure the flank. Rifleman advancing. Something is on the way. Rifleman, in fact, pulling back now under fire from German troops. At the same time, we do see that Ipatton continues up the right flank. In fact, getting a nice wide frontage to attack from several angles on, which is definitely going to be a problem for Shootmovecommunicate to actually hold, considering what he currently has. Though we are seeing the two Volkswagen's MG sniper start so far. Rifleman moving up there against the Volkswagens. Volkswagens continuing to move about, trying to protect the fuel point. Rifleman hunting them down. This is not going to end well. MG has shifted. Rifleman down the Volkswagens here, not doing well, caught out in the open. Not good at all, they are easy targets. Interesting enough, Ipatton did not try to finish them off. MG continues to fight. MG pointing in the wrong direction, Volkswagens trying what they can against the Rifleman. This is not going well, there we go, Rifleman squad finally coming under fire from the MG42. Volkswagens doing what they can, and we're seeing grenades. Ipatton's gotten grenades, one on the MG, clears out the crew. Fighting for the fuel point, but it has been rendered neutral. And there we go, the sniper is out for Shootmovecommunicate. Rifleman engineers following up on the west flank. MG needs to be crewed again. This time by some Volksgrenadiere. Sniper moves up. going to be able to put up some pressure on Ipatton and the 19th Infantry Division. Fultz Grenadiers continues their march, and there we go, another rifle squad flanking up here. And not a lot to actually stop them, although the sniper could get off, and there we go, scoped Gewehr 43 actually, although that was not quite as heavily used. The Kar98K was the primary choice of weapon for sniper firing. And there we go, getting at the MG again, another grenade! And clears out the MG again this time. Ipatton steals it. The bastard. Fultz Grenadiers moving up, and this is some very nasty losses initially to the Wehrmacht, and his response, of course, with all the grenades thus meaning, of course, he knows that there won't be any armoured cars right away, is to get a second sniper, actually. I have seen this, actually, sometimes in response to grenades, that is, to get two snipers that way, trying to sort of drain the rifle as they try to get close within grenade range. And we are seeing the response out from Ipatton, getting a weapon support set up. He's probably going to get a counter sniper, see if he can't shoot the Krauts in their faces. Rifle reinforcing, MG ready. Supply it up, going up as well for Ipatton.
We are losing territory.
And there he goes to Emerson now, gets another shot, but he's getting shot at quite a bit himself. Gets another yank. And there we go, we are seeing another German sniper hiding on the road. Not quite hiding that though. Gets another shot. And gets run off himself as well. If only Ipatton had a BAR, he might have been able to actually get off a nasty surprise there, but nonetheless, oh well. Fultz Grenadiers moving up, getting grenaded! Oh, another few Fultz Grenadiers lost and run off, but the riflemen themselves have taken quite some losses. The snipers do keep up the harassment pressure, the rate of attrition. And we are seeing Ipatton pushing up again. Ipatton holding a large part of the map, certainly holding some of the more vital parts, though he's lacking the central victory points. At the same time, Pioneers flanking up. Skirmish phase reached, and we are quickly seeing the clickbacks going up for Shootmovecommunicate and the Wehrmacht. And there we go. Minesweepers as well, just in case Ipatton's laid down mines, which would actually be a good idea, but he's actually spending all of his munitions on grenades, so less likely to happen. There we go, Pioneers going to fight. Dude trying to get down a mine, but they are also quickly run off. But there we actually see quite a few mines from Ipatton there, so obviously missed that one. Clearly waiting on a sniper now. And there we go, snipers up, engineers getting sniped. Getting very much sniped by the German sniper team. Stalking through the cornfields. Fultz Grenadiers moving up. Oh, hitting a mine, 2 men lost. And some engineers sneaking up, they're doing some harassment. Further work up here. Fultz Grenadiers holding up behind some planks of wood, but we might see a grenade against them, forcing them out of their cover. They're in Deckung. At the same time, pushing up here. Sniper! Oh, Jesus Christ! He went up there uncloaked! Oh, wait, he was actually spotted here. That was so nice, but he did miss the snipers, and looks like the snipers might escape. Bit unfortunate right there for Ipatton, but, I mean, that was quite fortunate for him. Fighting continues over here. Fultz is not doing too well. MG42 quickly sets up. And looks like he's gotten himself another MG42 to replace the one lost to the Yankee gangsters. Rifling continuing up. And looks like Ipatton is trying to keep up the pressure. And they've got another grenade also on the MG, and the Fultz is nearby. Rifling taking heavy losses. MG almost cleared out. And looks like he will be able to take that cutoff point, but there's still the one there, so might want to secure that slightly more safely before advancing up here. MG recruit again, going for the munitions over there, going for the missions there. Ipatton continuing some pretty heavy pressure. At the same time, though, his sniper is a bit far behind enemy lines with no friends in sight. He's a bit lonely, I wager. Oh, no. Why did you do that? I mean, you were against 2 snipers in a situation where there was only you. That was a bit risky. And lost his own sniper to something silly, and looks like he's losing it slightly. So unfair. What were you expecting? You were shooting at a Pioneer. You knew the other snipers were around. What were you expecting to happen? The entire collapse of the German army? Personal note of surrender from Hitler? Entschuldigung von invading France. I surrender and commit suicide. Wow, he's really losing it. Mega abuser poo-hole. That's amazing. Clearly someone's got quite the ego. If you're actually considering that was abusing and whatnot. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of snipers and such. But I mean, in this case, Ipatton was just acting daft. And for someone who's, you know, definitely not a novice, I mean, that's actually quite surprising to see him lose it like that. I mean, usually he wouldn't get that far with that such an attitude. Mine still quickly going down from Shootmovecommunicate. Looks like he will be entering into them. Shrimag now to counter any other snipers. There we go. Mine goes off, absolutely mutilating numerous riflemen, wounding the rest, sending them all off. And now he's just going crazy. My goodness, and yes, I knew about this. In fact, this is part of this episode's lesson. Attitude, sportsmanship. As you might have noticed, Ipatton has a terrible attitude. And again, I fear that will affect him in a slightly less than good way. Partly because when you have such an attitude, you're also excusing yourself by saying, you know, well, I should have, you know, cleared out all of those snipers with my single sniper without any support by shooting those pioneers. I mean, he's, you know, not really operating on any sort of logical plane. Never mind that he's been able to do quite a bit of damage to the Germans, and he had his own sniper dodge shots when he really should have been dead himself as well. But I mean, he's still fighting on, so let's see if this goes better for Ipatton in the longer run. But he needs to control his temper. Or at least, you know, not spewed at the enemy. Because that's definitely not helping. But there we go, we do see a Hellcat out. The Hellcat, very swift. Tank destroying the actual war. Also very thinly armoured. Trio Sender going up there to try and heal the troops. That's a nice move. Germans are taking the advantage while things are. Pack going down, mines going down by the looks of it. Bit of veterancy could also be in the way for the German troops, that would be good. Not entirely sure why he's sending in the Hellcat like that. It's not a tank. I know tank destroyer involves the word tank, but fun fact, that does not mean it's a tank. It means it's there to destroy tanks. Calling in artillery directly on the pack after having it revealed using the speed of the Hellcat quite nicely. Very nasty that. And there we go, the pack is in fact utterly ruined. And there's currently not really a slot that can stop Ipatton's Hellcat. If only he had chosen a Sherman, he could really, of course, you know, Shootmovecommunicate a headache. Oh, Shrimpmag hits a mine out of control, trying to escape the Hellcat. Instead, charges straight into impending doom. Not unfortunate there. Crushing the barbed wire, kind of disadvantaging, probably going to get some puncher strikes. Snipers over there, trying to stay as far away from the Hellcat. And we are seeing a full advance from Ipatton, though he needs to spread out in case he runs into that MG42. Otherwise, his men are quickly going to be digging trenches with their faces. We are seeing the American MG42 moving up a bit. And there we go, slightly spreading out, coming under heavy fire. MG42 stopping one prong of the assault. Going up here against all the German infantry and the snipers. Come on, Ipatton. And we're seeing... What was that supposed to do? Dual grenading on the same spot. Again, I rather get the impression Ipatton might have slightly lost it. Just ever so slightly. A Panzerschreck rocket flies and it misses its targets. Heinz is very disappointed in his marksmanship. Come on, Ipatton. You do seem to have a slightly unhealthy fascination with feces. You might want to see a therapist about that. No, not all because of luck. There was also, you know, you taking some chances, some very large risks, which, strangely enough, did not work out. Again, shooting pioneers in the hopes of getting enemy snipers. That's... I'm still not sure how that's one supposed to work out. But again, I am looking forward to, you know, less oppressive snipers in Combat Heroes 2, ones that can't move about invisibly, but nonetheless, even in those circumstances, I mean, that was not really a good move.
Just tell us
And he should have gotten himself a jeep at the very least, but we do now see a howitzer up from Ipatton, the 105mm howitzer. Ready to deliver high explosive rounds into the lines of the Krauts. Dig them out of their holes. Now Ipatton seems to be taking a break, enjoying himself some coffee. MG setting up there. We are seeing Shootmovecommunicate setting up, using the time to actually fortify positions. He could lay down some sandbags, some barbed wire for his infantry. That might actually make it even harder for Ipatton to advance, but apparently that's not the case. But there we go, Hellcat ready. Howitzer reasonably ready. He's even got close to getting a howitzer shoot ready. So clearly we are going to be seeing quite the assault from Ipatton, with plenty of artillery support to support his advance. That's definitely going to be a good move. Some players, have a tendency of throwing off artillery before the attack. A good way is actually, to also have it function during the attack. But there we go. Hellcat immediately comes under fire from the pack and the Panzer's Heck. There we go. Howitzer turning him up, going to open up on the suspected pack position. Unless, of course, we do see Shootmovecommunicate actually moves away. And there we go. We do see the pack moving about. Oh, that was close. That was close. Hellcat getting repaired. Another shot missed. Hellcat actually escapes this barrage of artillery. The Grenadiers are advancing a bit too far. Hits a mine! 2 men lost! The artillery forced them out of cover and they ran straight into an American mine, leaving behind only a squad of folks going to hold up the front line. Snipers, though, are providing precious and vital overwatch support. And there we go. He's dual grenading again. I think Ipatton again is being a slightly tad too zealous. But there we go, pushing forwards. The Hellcat's nowhere to be seen. And again, the Jeep might have been nice. But there we go, Rifleman getting close to the snipers. No BARs, which could perhaps also have helped. MG opening up there from the north. Rifleman retreating, taking heavy losses in the process. MG back there. He could try and harass up there a bit, Mr. Ipatton. And we do see a medic bunker up. Sanitäter are pulling in the German wounded. No medic station for Ipatton, but with all the snipers, of course, it might be less useful. And there we go. Hellcat is charging forwards. Snipers are on the retreat. Could be seeing an off-map artillery right there, and he could call in the on-map on the point over there. Will there be artillery? There we go. Calling in artillery, and there's a mine right next to the pack. That could actually be very dangerous. A shoot move. Ow. There we go. Mine goes off. And we are seeing artillery going in against the German base. Oh dear, the snipers actually managed to get away. The pack, though, is decrewed. The central line is more or less collapsing. And we are seeing Shootmovecommunicate and the 2nd SS Panzer Division laying down the foundations for a Panzer command to roll in some SS Panzers. So now the quickly moves out again. So there we go. Yo-ho. 1 kill so far on the howitzer, not really impressive. The snipers still continue to be quite the... My God. 33 kills all in all. That's impressive. Pack, though, has been swiftly recruited by a few plucky Volksgrenadiers. More mines going down from Shootmovecommunicate. He's clearly been buying himself time to lay down that Panzer command and probably roll some tanks to take on the Americans. Grenadiers moving up on the flank. Veteran T2. He could consider an MG for them or another Grenadier squad. Always a possibility. Hellcat moving up. No additional Hellcats or armor. I think a Sherman would benefit. Ipatton in the fight against the Kraut. Going for the fuel over there. Lovely. Slowly advancing. Another sniper out for Ipatton. And there we go, opening up, gets an MG, and in that sense, again, Ipatton now reveals his sniper before trying to get the counter-snipe on the Germans. I think Ipatton might be a bit too eager, and we're seeing more artillery going up here. Not entirely sure what he's now trying to achieve. Let's see if they're firing here. And looks like that was actually an accident, because he pretty much quickly cancelled that barrage. So that was essentially a waste.
Support rapid deployment.
Mildly put. But there we go. Volksgunners are advancing immediately, though, coming under swift and remorseless fire from the MG-42, crewed by plucky American GIs. And quickly getting sniped. There we go. Can the American get... Oh, no. MG, though, needs to get out of there. Fails. American sniper needs to get out. Grenadiers forced away by engineers. And there we go. BARs are actually now up for the rifleman, though, quickly getting sniped. And there we go. Gets one German sniper. Finally, some vengeance for Ipatton. And let's go have a look at Shootmovecommunicate. And also, let's get over to the mid-game analysis. Shootmovecommunicate with a Blitzkrieg and Panzer Commander up now. In fact, he could get himself a Panzer IV or a Panther. Either way would probably benefit him, although I think the Panzer IV, considering the overall unit composition of Ipatton, would be more useful, although Panther could certainly much more safely deal with the Hellcat. Either way, though, he needs to get that Panzer Command used. He needs to get some veterans for his Panzers from the Kampfkraft Center. He needs to continue his work over there. And he also wants to probably deal with that sniper from Ipatton. Ipatton needs to keep his cool. He needs to, work on his attitude. He needs to do some work over here and here because, Shootmovecommunicate cannot hold it all. He's very much dependent on Ipatton basically charging right into his strongest point. And, that way suffering some losses. If Ipatton was to continue to sneak forces up here, that would very much dangerously spread out Shootmovecommunicate, much to the advantage of Ipatton. He also needs his Sherman and, well, more Hellcats. But let us return to the fight. Rifleman advancing, needs to be careful. Misses. And there we go, how to fire again. He's probably going to try and see if we can't catch a German sniper in the base. And there we go, Panzerkampfwagen 5.
Our base is under attack.
Oh. Really some bad gunnery. And there we go, MG getting overwhelmed by riflemen with BARs. Veterans one up, by the way. That's quite nice. Grenade! And the MG gets cleared out. Nasty. And we also think... No, not the pack. Wait, where's the pack, actually? And looks like another unit died for Ipatton. He's not shooting the medics, though. And he proceeds to run back into the minefield. Which is a bit of a waste. But we do actually see some movement up on the left flank. That is good from Ipatton. Then we'll also be seeing a Panther out soon from Shootmovecommunicate. The Panthers usually being part of a 2nd battalion, with Panzer Force usually being in a separate battalion of their own. That way the Germans can sort of keep track of things. Although you would also quite often find that the Panzer IV battalion would be mixed up with Stooks as the war progressed. In fact, 2 SS Panzer Divisions in Normandy, the 9th and the 10th, actually had that sort of thing, with only one of them even having a Panther battalion. But there we go, Panther rolls forward. No veterans for it as of yet. And we do see actually managed to steal a pack from the Germans, though it's not been repaired, I think. Firing up here again, and we do see veterans one for the Panthers on the way. Heavy damage to the Krieg barracks. And we do see another Hellcat now out for Ipatton. We see the Pioneers are getting overwhelmed by riflemen. Shootmovecommunicate being pushed away.
Veterans engaged.
Taking fire!
Whoops. Did he lose himself another sniper and then lose it again? Mine. It's not really inspiring. Again, good lesson for everyone. Try to keep calm, or at least, not... Again, direct your hatred towards the opponent, because in that way you're also excusing yourself, blaming him solely, which also means you're pretty much saying, I don't need to improve. Which again is pretty much the wrong attitude you need to have if you actually want to get better at the game. But there we go, Panther gets off a nice shot. Grenade right in the rifle. Oh, misses. Bit too far off. Volksgunners moving up with MP40 to support the Panther. Riflemen advancing, running straight into the MP40, taking heavy losses from the MP40, the Maschinenpistole 40. There we go. Volksgrenadiers advance. Damaged engine on the Hellcat artillery going in, probably trying to hit the Panther. Oh, nasty hit, and we see veterans free up for the German infantry. Hellcat coming under fire. He could try and cloak them, getting the ambush bonus against the Panther. Pack ready as well. Panther taking quite a bit of damage, in fact. Engineers working what they can. Heavy fire being directed against the Panther. Hellcat goes down. Volksgrenadiers opening up on the engineers. The engineers actually charging straight at the Volksgrenadiers. Sniper gets an engineer. Flame for engineers retreat. Hellcat taking heavy damage. Needs to be careful with the Volksgrenadiers. They could try and Panzerfaust it. But we do see the riflemen moving in. And we do hear artillery fire being directed.
Unit has died a hero.
And there we go. I actually believe it might be time to look at Ipatton. No, never mind, it's not. But there we go, troops taking heavy losses, getting pushed away. Definitely not a good engagement from Ipatton right there.
Heavy assault forces ready.
Panther was able to do a bit of damage alongside the other German infantry. Although, oh, he actually lost an MP40 squad. That's always never good. And we actually see no snipers now out left for Shootmovecommunicate. And looks like he's actually heading for a Tiger. The Tiger from some schwerer Panzerabteilung. Possibly the Funkline company that was attached to the Panzerlehr. Generally, Tigers were either in a sort of radio control company for stuff like Goliath or the much larger version of it, the Borgward 4B, or they were in their own independent tank battalions, where they heavy tank battalions where they can then that way sort of be quickly shifted towards where they were needed. They were sort of more breakthrough weapons, or well, defensive weapons to be needed where the fighting were thickest. Grenadiers still holding up the rifle here. No MG for them. I would have liked to see some MG, in fact, from the Grenadiers, in particular with the Panther and all that. He could just focus with the MG, to really tear through riflemen. In fact, that would probably this is devastating them. Artillery going on the MG. Direct hit on the Grenadiers! Shite! That's not usually what you expect. Them slightly hits off the mark and instead wipes out the Grenadiers, who had just been upgraded with a Panzerschreck. Devastating stuff. Devastating. Ram doing what they can. Grenade right in the middle of everything. Getting one poor sod from the Volksgrenadiers. Tiger is ready. Die Tiger sind klar. And there we go. The Tiger rolls out. German steel. Deutsche Stahl. Hellcat repaired. Pack also repaired, I believe. How to firing away. And active veterans 1 now. Bombarding the German base. Tiger pulls forward with his 88mm gun. Actually kills only one man, then gets sticky bombed. Not entirely sure why he keeps directing artillery fire at that angle. That seems a bit weird from Ipatton. But definitely heavy pressure, a lot of losses. Mostly now it's the tanks that's actually holding the entire effort together, as there's barely any infantry left for Shootmovecommunicate. Although Ipatton is not necessarily faring that much better, he's still holding more infantry.
We're ready to close with the enemy.
Tell us who to shoot.
2 Hellcats ready again, already ambushed, but... And there we go, bunkers going down, probably going to be a repair bunker to help keep the German panzers running. Riflemen reinforcing. Pack. Not quite cloaked. And a mine going off there. Oh, quite devastating several riflemen.
Yes, sir.
No enemy in sight.
And the victory point secure, and the artillery firing away again. Ooh. Might be firing in the direction of the medic bunker, hoping to destroy that. Not quite hitting. Usually you actually want line of sight with what you're trying to hit. That way the artillery will be more accurate. But several hits now going in. The medics are dead, and one more hit could in fact see the end of the bunker. Engineers moving up, and we see the Panther pulling up as the attack goes in from Ipatton. And the pack fires away. Mine goes off, stopping the Grenadier squad at least partially. Hellcats could try and move up here and shoot, but apparently decides against it. Tiger advances straight at the rifleman, one man down. Second hit misses, Panther pulls away. And we see Veteran 2 on the way for the German tanks. Should be adding the MG to the Panther and just make the Tiger tougher. But there we go, actually going straight for the victory points, trying to deny them to shoot, move, communicate. And there we go, damage engine. We do see the Hellcats moving up. Pack not following up. Hellcat actually taking already heavy damage, needs to pull away. And there we go, Veteran 2. Hellcat takes a hit, goes out of control. Crashes madly into the strategic point. Rifleman under intense fire from the Panther and the Tiger. Lots of machine gun fire, and there we go. One rifleman, it just vanishes under all that machine gun fire from the two tanks. The other rifle now quickly getting suppressed as MG fire from a nearby heavy machine gun also suppressed them. False grenades taking fire. Artillery going in against the bunker. Sticky bomb on the Tiger tank. Rifleman squad wiped out to the last man by the Tiger. High explosive round crashes them, and Ipatton seems to have gone completely insane. Rifleman here getting suppressed. Panzer X flying. Pinned. Well, yes. Mines can pin. Even the MG on that tank can actually pin, although it takes some time. Although it helps if there's a lot of fire going in, actually. And there we go, Tiger taking several hits. Oh, heading out for mine. Panther quickly rolls up. Grenadiers with dual Panzer X moving up. And grenade against the pack. Pack dead. Nice hits there against the Panther. Tiger actually a bit damaged. Rifleman moving up. And the Hellcat is lost. Actually trying to knock out the repair bunker, I think. Fighting over here. Grenades against the Rifleman. And grenades against the Grenadiers, apparently. So much firing going on, so much damage. Sticky bomb on the Panther. And an engine blown up. The Hellcat tries to move in for a few hits. The Rifleman just getting punished. In fact, they're getting suppressed by the MG on the Panther, combined with the hull and the actual MG, actually. Altogether, they can actually suppress infantry if they get close enough. Though generally you will need a lot more of those sort of mounted MGs on tank tracks to sort of really suppress anyone.
Supply lines are broken.
And now he's trying to be sarcastic, which again rather just shows he has a rubbish attitude.
Cut forward supply lines.
And again, he blames the opponent, he blames the game, instead of, realizing that, perhaps I could also do better myself. I mean, yes, there's always things that, could be blamed on the game, but there's always things that you can always say, well, I could have done that better. And as soon as you stop doing that, you stop either improving, in fact, you begin getting worse. So that is actually quite important. And again, something I occasionally try to bring up is, not just the game itself, but also the mental game. And again, the psychology of playing and the psychology of winning, which I might not always be the best in bringing up, but, I'm trying at least. And again, a part of that is, don't blame the game, don't flip out like that. If you do, you begin automatically playing worse, because again, then you stop taking responsibility, and as soon as you stop taking responsibility, you also just begin playing rubbish. Grenade going off.
We are losing a second.
Pack ready again. Ostman, though, flanking up. Flak Panzer.
What are my coordinates?
Ostman takes a nice hit from the pack. More artillery going out. Gets the MG over there. Victory point being secured over here by a few heroic pioneers.
Rifles at the ready.
But the fighting continues. The Tiger is getting repaired by some swift pioneers. And there we go. Pat getting assaulted by Foxgunners with a BAR.
What are my coordinates?
And now the pioneers are actually just getting pretty much executed over here, running the gauntlet and not making it out.
Ground out there.
But clearly, Shootmovecommunicate has gotten the upper hand now, and it rather looks increasingly like Ipatton will not be getting back. Osman moves up, engineers simply getting splattered out.
They're losing contact with one of our sectors.
And another repair bunker actually up for Shootmovecommunicate. Grenadiers here getting assaulted. Tiger quickly turns its turret.
Losing a few.
Ooh, grenade against the Grenadiers. Doesn't quite get anyone. Rushing for the central victory point. Fighting continues over here. Hellcat taking a bit of intense damage as the Tiger continues to hold with the support of the Ostman and some Grenadiers. Panzer X flies and gets the Hellcat. And again, you're never fooling anyone when you're typing out LOL in capital letters.
Enemy unit.
And you're not making anyone think you're actually being highly clever. Sadly.
Field artillery here. Battalion reinforcements standing by.
More artillery going in. That's only two actually for the Howitzer. That's quite nice. It looks like he's now putting all his eggs in a basket. A basket with off-map combat group written on its side.
What are my coordinates?
Which I don't think will actually be enough to overcome this.
Victory point under siege. The Germans are moving in.
Panzer's on the move, going straight for the rifleman. There we go. A Hellcat, 2 mortars, and a rifleman squad.
Our forces are taking casualties.
Worst off-map ever. Luck won you the game. And there we go. Game over. Hope you learned something from this map. Hopefully that part is something about attitude and sportsmanship, both of which Ipatton sadly was quite lacking in. Again, I'm not going to bring up a lot of these games, but sometimes I do feel, they can provide some interesting clues. Again, again, bring up another part of the game that's not usually discussed, which again is attitude, approaching the game from the right manner, having the right attitude. And, being angry at your opponent is not actually going to help you play better. It's not going to make your opponent suddenly play worse either. It's just going to make you play worse. So there's no point in doing it. It's not going to make him suddenly respect you or feel sympathy with you. Quite the opposite. In particular, the way Ipatton was acting, and ultimately, the attitude probably led him to his loss, because here's the thing about when you also sort of take up that attitude, you immediately begin closing off options that could otherwise actually work, because again, you're only seeing a much more limited picture, that is your world and your woes. And again, not for some considering that your opponent might not, be off having a picnic himself. And again, Ipatton was able to do a lot of damage, but ultimately, because again, how he was thinking, he probably also rather overvalued how strong his opponent actually was at several times, which actually led to a more passive play, and probably led to some mistakes that actually allowed Shootmovecommunicate to gain the upper hand. So that was definitely something to consider. Overall, again, it was actually quite interesting, a very aggressive play from Ipatton early on. It was basically him taking some unsensible risks with his sniper that pretty much plunged him into madness and eventually defeat. So again, be careful of that. Shootmovecommunicate held up nicely. I would, prefer not seeing those dual snipers, but he did alright. The medic bank was a good move. He might have done a bit better with some infantry with the MGs, but overall did well. The Panzer move instead of the third tier was probably a good move. In fact, Blitzkrieg certainly turned out to be the doctrine that helped him out the most. Infantry certainly also worked out for Ipatton, but he needed some Shermans, he needed some tanks to help clear out the infantry much more swiftly. And he also needs to stop, firing the artillery right there. That really didn't just make sense. But there you go. Hope you learned something from this. I really hope you do. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, or share it. If you didn't, well, why not send a replay of you provide some feedback in the comments. Though, anyways, feedback is appreciated. What did you like about this match? What did you learn from it? The more bits, the better. And otherwise, feel free to follow me on Facebook or Twitter. Links are in the description. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers and don't act like Ipatton.